Hi you guys, I'm getting ready to replace this ignition switch on a 1992 GMC Sierra. It's a k2500. And anyways, what I want to show you guys is this was bought off Amazon for 22 bucks. And that price is not bad. My wife ordered it after she accidentally broke the key off in the ignition. I mean, the key was 31 years old. It could have broke off at anybody, anytime. And so what I want to show you guys something is, though, this is just a cheap piece of plastic. This is just a cheap piece of plastic. This is the metal housing, which is actually really nice. A lot of these come with plastic housings. The OEM one is a plastic housing. But what I do not like is that this does not have the groove for the screw that is inside the steering wheel. If you stay tuned to watch this video, you'll see what I'm talking about. Essentially, that's what that is. That screw, a lot more security. So with that being said, I'm not saying anybody's going to try to borrow this 1992 pickup truck, but at the end of the day, we want more security, so we're going to put the right one in there. Amazon did say that was the right one. Personally, I don't believe it is. So very first step after we get the right key is to disconnect the battery, and with that I used an 8mm wrench and just simply pulled off my positive terminal. I'm going to jump down and get back into the truck, start taking that apart, and as I get that apart, I'll take videos and they'll just kind of be chopped together in a series in one video. So thank you guys for watching, stay tuned, and I will show you exactly what I'm talking about on this key. So just maybe look at the pictures and don't just order the first one you did like we did. Go. Alright, so I'm going to put this back on here so you guys can actually see something. This won't just pull right out. I take a little tiny, well, not tiny, but I take a screw, put it in this hole right here, push that down, and then they'll pull right out. So what this is there's a little clip right here, little tab that keeps that from vibrating out. If you don't pull that out, push that down to pull that out, you'll end up breaking the plastic. This, what I do is I'll put some needle nose in here, because a lot of people don't have the right tool. They fit in there pretty good like that. And I'll just spread it open and then pull it out. Now for this is a 1992 GM. I'm using a 21mm, and I've already got this undone. I gotta go to Menards to pick up the right tools because I made a fixture a long time ago for my Corvette. It'll work on this, but unfortunately everything's a lot longer. So when I get to Menards, I'll come back and add that into the video. These are 5/16 18 bolt to go down in there. Unfortunately, these are the ones for the Corvette. As you can see, way too I don't have enough to get my tool in there to pull that out. So as I get going, I'll keep on adding the videos to take this thing off. Thank you. Alright you guys, so got this kind of set up to hopefully you guys can see this. Now I haven't tested this out, but fairly confident this is going to work. So I got some 5-inch long carriage bolts through thread. They are 5/16 18. I'll put this guy in here like that, with a nut on the bottom, so this thing can go like that. These ones I'm going to do the opposite way, go like that. So I'm going to thread these. Let's see if I can get it in here. Here, let's just. I'm going to thread these into them two holes down there, with the center one being right here. So, let's go. This is the center one. Now this is a tool I made just for this. Now they actually have tools that you can buy to do what I'm doing. So go like this, kind of get this all adjusted, and then we will. I just went up, I picked these up because this is actually a little bit different than my Corvette. Still uses 5/16 18, which I was pretty surprised on. Now I want to get this threaded in there pretty good. Something like that. This one's got to come up. Alrighty, something like that. Now I just realized something. This one actually is a lot shorter. So the way I just was getting ready to set it up, that's not going to work. Well, let's change it around a little bit. So it looks like what I'm probably going to have to do take this guy out. because everything's so much closer in here. It's not quite the same as the Corvette, but I think we can still get this tool to work. It's just going to be a little bit different. And that'll be the center. That should get everything a little bit closer. See, I started with using the center one for the center hole, but that's how I'm probably going to have to do it. So let's go in here and see where we're at. You can make one of these pretty quick out of some 1/4-inch steel if you got it. Measure it and then get about and then just pick up some of these bolts. I do want to, when I go to work on Monday, I'm going to turn one of these down with a cone for the center, because there's a little center piece in there that will make this a lot easier, a lot better. It'll actually hold that, but I think this will work no problem. Can also use a die grinder as well. Unfortunately, I got my Corvette and stuff in here, so doing all that, the sparks with my new paint job and stuff, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to thread this in there pretty good. Thread this guy out, and I think we are going to unthread that so we can adjust this. We are really close here. Yeah, it's pretty close. It just is slightly off a little bit, but not by much. So let's see what we can do here. And as I was saying, like if this had a little tiny thing in there, this definitely would work. So this screw that it's kind of moving all over the place. I might have to grind that cone in there like I was just talking about, so it will actually work out easier. But let me go get a wrench and we'll get on. So it is 5/16 18, so that should be a 1/2 inch wrench. So we will go like this and we'll just slowly tighten this up. Alright. Alright, you guys, so there you have it. I gotta take this all apart. I gotta put a little cone on there. So it is what it is. Either that or I got to get it to line up a little bit better, which possibly is a way I can get it to line up a little bit better. Let's see. Still think I'll be better off putting a cone on there, but you know, they say temporary insanity is trying something again and again. But it does seem to be like this might work out a little bit better because that hole is a little bit closer. So let's see where we're at. Thread that guy in there like this. Now this tool I made for the Corvette, so I mean it kind of is to be expected for it to be a little different and not work the same way the Corvette did. And there you have it. That will work. Everything lines up nice and neat. I'm not for sure if it's going to be perfect because, like I said, I think it will be a lot better if I had a cone in there, but let's thread this in there more. Let's thread that out. Let's thread this in there more. Let's thread this in there more. So what I'm doing is I'm getting as much thread as I possibly can in here. Just, you know, that way we don't strip anything out. Now I want these to be the same height. That's why I got full threaded on the carriage bolts. I've also got this off of my steering wheel so we don't break anything. Alright, there we go, just like that. So, it's all on there, as I would want. I'm going to put this little wrench back here on the back side, but I got to get a wrench for right here just to tighten that carriage bolt up. I want to see if 7/16 is the, it is not 7/16. If I had to guess, it's probably a 3/8. Oh, no, maybe not. So here's a 9mm. It seems to go on there okay. I'm going to put this guy right here. We're just going to slowly tighten this up. And we're on there, so that's good. Okay. Now my Corvette, I did it a little bit different. But my Corvette was also not stretched out near as far. So what I'm going to do actually on this is I'm going to do it kind of like I did it on the Corvette. I'm going to take these off like this, get this guy up, and opposed to using the center one to pry it off.
I thought you went upstairs.
Nope, I'm taking the steering wheel. It should. Same way I did the Corvette. There's the wife. Alrighty. So now I'm just going to tighten this one up. Tighten this one up. And I'm going to do this evenly. This is how I got the Corvette one off. So it's a little bit longer. It should still come off, no problem. So that one's actually moving. So what we're going to do is we're just going to and washers on the bottom of these bolts probably would help. So there we go. And I believe we should be free. It definitely feels like it's all loosened up. There it is. So this tool definitely works out. Alright, so I got that out. That was actually really easy. Have never taken one of these apart, so as you see, I'm kind of going through the process and the steps, and there might be a little bit of hiccups and stuff that I have to, you know, critique on or fix up. But anyways, simply just push that guy down, turned it to the left, and then it pulled right out. So that was awesome. So now I'm getting ready to compress this in, and I need to be able to get the nut that I took off of here onto a clamp, and then also be able to press this in. Now my Corvette one, I actually was able to use this to do that, and it had a bolt hole in the center of it right here, which had a bolt hole in the center right there that I was able to just put this on and then thread it into it, and it pushed it down for me. I'm gonna make another tool because that's what we do here. When we don't have the tool we need, we're gonna make it. So I'm gonna go over there, I'm gonna drill out this tool. I really think it'll work, so we're gonna jump on that. Typically I can come up with some creative stuff, so I'm gonna jump on it and let's see what happens. Alright, so right here is just an old steering thingy that I have. I put 2 screws in there. I'm going to drill this out. It's just big enough to get that thing on there. There's a little bit of abuse on this drill, but we don't care. Put it this way, if we break this thing, we didn't want this drill anyway. We really don't care about that drill though. Actually, my wife found this up. I found it on the side of the road one day. We pulled over and she's like, "Hey, I seen the wall." Came back up, picked it up. And then because we had that, we just decided to buy other DeWalts. Just because it came with a battery. So, there we go. Ooh, hot. A little toasty. So you guys, I just got done drilling a little fixture. Or the fixture. We're gonna see if it'll work. But one thing I hate about how-to videos, and I will explain what I hate about them. Let me put my coffee right here. Alright, so one of the big things I hate about them, they don't explain the stuff that could go wrong. Okay? I've threaded these in there because I wanted to get maximum thread. So that being said, I didn't thread them in until it hit anything, so I definitely didn't touch my plastic. I just threaded them in there, and I felt like yeah, that's good enough. But one thing is, as you can see, these will go all the way through, and then there's some plastic right here. And if I kept on cranking on this thing and cranking on it and cranking, I would have broke that. I never even touched it. No no scratches or anything on that piece of plastic, but that they don't explain this to you. See, so this right here, these go through so they can hit the plastic. As much thread as possible in this is good, but hitting that plastic is bad. So there's got to be a happy medium. Like I said, I stopped probably about right there. I haven't even messed with that one, so that's where I stopped at, and it didn't even touch the plastic, so we were good. But it's just one of them things to kind of keep in mind when you're threading this in. That tool worked out pretty good. All right, now hopefully this thing is not heavy anymore, and what I mean by that is hot, which it still is. So will it work? Yeah, I think it will. I think it will. Look at that. That might work out pretty good. We just need to get a couple threads on here. So let's see where we're at. Oh yeah, that's gonna work out really good. Look at that. Heck yeah. Alright, good deal. Now what we'll do, we got a pack of these, $2. Menards. Actually, it was a little bit more than $2. I think it was like $2.50 or something like that. Let's get 2 of these. Oh, I guess let's get 4 of them. Whatever. Look at that. Perfect. Let's see if we can make this whole project work. Okay. That's plastic, so we want to be careful with that. There we go. Look at that. It just doesn't get too much better than that. I don't know if this is going to work or not, because I don't know if I'm going to have enough height thought of it. But it is pushing it down pretty good, so we'll see. I just got to be able to get to that ring. Okay. So you know what I want to do? I want to get a little bit less thread on that. Just a little bit, not a lot. Kind of want to like look over through everything, make sure I don't bend anything or do anything. Alright, so this thing's a little plastic piece. We definitely don't want to break that. So let's kind of just look at what we got going on here. Okay. So definitely going to push 2 little divots right there. No big deal. I don't think anyways. So, alright. We're just going to put this guy right on here. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put 1, just enough. I don't want to put too much on there. I mean, I know it's not gonna really be too bad, but still don't want to break anything. It's all plastic stuff, so that's kind of what happens when you do this kind of stuff. Everything's plastic, it's brittle, it's 30-some years old. Half inch. So let's just go like this. Let's start seeing what we can get. I don't know how much we need to get it off, or go, I should say. I watched a couple people push this in off by hand on the Corvette ones, but I've never had good success doing that. It always seems to not work. It seems to be working pretty well. Alrighty, it looks like I got something right here. Looks like it's in there pretty good. Alright. Is that a little ring? Is that a snap ring or what? It's a lot different than the Corvette, I will say. I will say this is a lot different than the Corvette. Not a lot, but it is a little different. Yeah, it's definitely a little tiny snap ring. So let's see. I got some pick tools that might work out a little bit better. Also got a flashlight that might help me see a little bit better. So let's see, where are we at? Let's not hit my stuff. Definitely looks like 2 screwdrivers might get that done. I'm thinking maybe 2 screwdrivers. Oh man. Two screwdrivers. maybe not. 2 screwdrivers not gonna happen. Not gonna get in there. So I'm thinking probably gonna have to go get my pick tools, which are inside because I was building a build the other day. So let's stop right there. I'm not gonna lie, this pin, this little clip, pain in the butt. I had to take this in there, get it wedged up underneath there, and then slowly wiggle around it to get that off. But I'm hoping, now that that's off, this will come right off. A lot harder than my Corvette was. Not even gonna joke. No joke. It's not even fun. So hopefully, that's all I had to do, and hopefully this guy comes right off. It should go on a little bit easier because it'll clip on. I can just slide it down. But getting it out of that groove was not fun. It just... it took me probably about 15 minutes to get it all wedged out right. And that's just one of them things that they don't show you on a how-to video and stuff like that. You know, they don't explain to you. Now, obviously, there's probably better tools than to use these little picks. This is what I got on me right now, so, you know. As it is nice buying tools for the job, it also... typically, I would say, how many times do you do this? But this is, unfortunately, my second time doing this, so... One on my Corvette, and now on this. And it definitely feels like it is going to come out, so... Sweet. Whew, that was fun. Not really. I'm not gonna lie. That was not fun at all. So let's look at this. And this is the fun thing about plastic, see? So, let me show you guys something here. See that? I don't know if you can see it or not, but it actually does have a little tiny crack in it right there. So can we reuse this? I don't know. We'll be careful when we probably should just replace it. So we'll order one of them guys up. Alright, now finally into the fun stuff. Let's see what this is. That's a Phillips screwdriver. Okay, set this guy down. It's got some cruddy stuff on there. Alrighty. Well, let's go get a Phillips screwdriver, pull that guy out. Let's see. Is this screwdriver flathead small enough? No, it's not. So, Phillips it is. And I happen to have here a little tiny Phillips screwdriver. So let's undo the hazard. Alright, there we go. Set the hazard down on the mat. Okay, now, well, I guess we should have got a bigger screwdriver, shouldn't we have? Because the next sizes are bigger. Let's get the turn signal. One out. Go. Now turn signal is loose. Let's see if we can hopefully get this out of the way because I don't want to mess with it. Spring off. That one we really don't want to set it and let it get dirty, so we're going to set it right there. We don't really want oil or dirt on that. Alright, so now let's see what we got here. Pull this guy out. Just kind of wiggled it out of the way. It's also oily, so we don't want to really set it down on something. I'm going to set it on my cap. So now it should be these 3 bolts, which, yep, we're not even going to attempt that. We're going to get a better screwdriver. Just so we don't have to walk back, we got 2. So we'll try this one first. Perfect. I said perfect, but I don't think that was actually perfect. I think it's this size. Yeah, that one's way better. Alright, so now I can't get to that one, so I have to push this guy down. It's a quick little, this is your turn signal. So to get to that other bolt, I just pushed it down. Alright, there we go. Got all 3 bolts out. 3 screws, not bolts, screws. Okay. Set that guy right there. Alright. This. I got these 2 guys right here. Nope. Nope. Okay. Let's see if I can kind of shimmy this guy out with these. Be very careful. This is plastic, and as I just showed you guys, I already got 1 piece of plastic I got to replace, so we don't want to replace any more plastic than we absolutely need to. This guy is not coming out easy. It's just not. I'm guessing there's no, yeah, them wires are in there really good. Alright, so set them right there so we don't accidentally poke a hole in the seat. So yeah, them wires are in there really tight. Could I push up underneath there? I might have to. I'm just gonna try to grab them on the bottom of this and then just get it just enough. Okay, both my screws fell out. Okay. See, I mean, there's hardly any slop in these wires, you guys. Hardly any slop at all. Let's see if we can get some slop and push it up in there. Hardly any. Alright, so alright, yep. I see that move. Alright, so I'm pushing some wires up in there. Just get that. Just a little bit extra slop out of it. Just enough. Okay. So, there we go. Now I should be able to take my long needle nose, get it up in here. Guys, I'll be honest with you, it looks almost identical to my Corvette, except for the that's one pull-out ring. Just pain in the butt. I'm not gonna lie on that. Alright, so this plastic seems a little bit more brittle, honestly, than my Corvette did. So I'm not gonna use them. Let's see if I can use these pick tools just to pull that. What I'm doing is I'm pulling out the same piece I showed you guys on the Corvette one. So it's the little buzzer. Come on, there we go. I got you. So what I did is I took this little tool right here and I put it right behind there and I pulled it out. Worked out pretty well. Okay, so looking at this, and wouldn't you know, I was right. This was a screw one. So that's what I figured. I figured it was. And what it is to take this guy out, I'll show you guys. So right here, I got to take that guy out right there. As you can see, this one doesn't even have that locking tab to get in there. So yeah, it's not even like the Corvette one. I had the option for both of them. This one seems to only be the screw. Bear with me for a second, and I'm gonna go get a torque spit. I'm gonna see if I can get that guy out. It appears to be a T20. I'll let you guys know. Alright guys, just in case I was wrong, I got every size. Alright, so T15 went in there. Let's go T20 to see. And it is a T20. So, pull this guy out. I'll show you guys this screw, because I didn't have it last time. This screw right here. Look at this. See that little bugger? Yep, that screw. Pull right out. Look at that. Now this is the notch I'm talking about. See? A lot more security. Alright? This screw goes in that notch. A lot more security. You're not getting this a shim or something behind that to pull that out. Now on the other one, if you push that little tab down, you know, get something and kind of fish it through right there and get to that tab and push it down, well, then you're going to be able to get it out. Alright, so you guys have seen me use the T20 to get that screw out. And what I want to show you guys is this guy right here. Alright. That screw goes in there and it holds this guy in. This guy slides right in and out. And that screw is what holds it in. Okay? This guy. Alright, watch this. So that tab, to show you that it's not really designed for this exact key. It's not going in. And what that is this has got a little tab right here. And if I push that tab in, it will slide in there. But the Corvette one that I had, which actually had like a chamfer in there, so it allowed it to get in there. This one's got a couple of steps inside of this that it catches on there as you go down. So a lot harder to get this one to actually go in there. And I don't plan on using this. I plan on using the correct one with the slot in there and the key, because I feel like that's a lot better. It's gonna be a lot harder to pull this guy out. You got to pull all this out to get to this, or you got to break this housing to pull this out with that screw in there. With this, you either got to break the housing, or this, whatever breaks first, will come out. I'm not even for sure that this will actually hold in or not after it's all said and done. And that's just a little cheap piece of plastic. Okay, that's all that is. Shine a light right here for you. That's all that is. Cheap piece of plastic. That's it. So, with that being said, screws a lot better. When I get the part in from Amazon, they do have the right one. So when I get that right part in, then I will finish putting this guy back together. I'll show you guys a video of me actually reassembling it. Definitely, you guys seen me kind of pulling on this a little bit. But when I reached up in there and I pushed the wires, it definitely was got me just enough to get into everything. So got to go back through. Got to order one of these as well, which is typical. Every time I take something apart, it feels like I got to replace these plastic pieces. So might be able to use some Gorilla Glue, but I think I'm just going to replace it. Well, thank you guys for watching this, and I will probably just make a take 2 of me putting it back together so you guys can see how I pulled it apart. Make these videos a little bit shorter. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys got any questions or anything like that, feel free to comment and ask. I'm going to try to be a little bit more up to date on that stuff, because to be honest about it, I really didn't realize how many people were watching my videos until now. So, thank you guys.